All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Chupacabra Tutorials channel. I'm your host, Larry, and today I'm going to show you how to download and set up DS4 Windows so that you can use your PlayStation 4 controller to play all of your favorite games. And basically the way that this works is it talks to your PlayStation 4 controller for your PC, and then your PC thinks that you're using an Xbox controller because it's the type of controller that pretty much every game with controller support actually knows what to do with. So with that in mind, we're going to need to download a couple of things, and I'll put the links in the video description for all of this, or you can Google it for yourself, your choice. If you do Google DS4 Windows, you want the one called Releases Ryo-chan 7 for DS4 Windows. And on here at the top, there's version 333. This is the most recent version, although it hasn't been updated since the end of 2023, start of 2024. So keep that in mind. It's a little out of date. And you'll want to download the .NET desktop runtime for 64-bit here at the top. If you have a newer version, like the latest .NET 8 desktop runtime, that's fine too. But you just want to make sure that that's properly installed. You'll also want to download the actual DS4 Windows driver itself, which is sort of self-contained. Just grab the 64-bit zip file here at the top. And then when you've got that downloaded, you'll also want to Google the ViGEmBus driver, which is the base driver that makes all of this work. And you'll again want to grab this top thing here from Releases Nefarious ViGEmBus, which will take you to this GitHub page run by Nefarious. You know it's them because they got like a little pink pony icon. And then you'll want to grab the latest edition of ViGEmBus. This is the one where they removed the automatic updater. It's basically the same as this one down here. This one's also been discontinued at the end of 2023. So get all that stuff downloaded. And once you do, let me open up my little folder here. You're going to want to go through and install first the runtime for the .NET framework here, which is what this one is. And then you'll want to install ViGEmBus, restart your computer, and then you should be good to go. Once you've done that, we're going to right-click and extract our DS4 window to a file of the same name. I just have WinRAR to extract my zip files. Whatever you have, like 7-zip works too. You want to grab 7-zip, it's free, and you can extract to a file of the same name. And then inside of here was all this DS4 Windows stuff. And if you've got everything installed, this should just run automatically. So we're just going to click DS4 Windows. We're going to hit run. And what should happen is that you should be prompted with a little pop-up that says, where do you want to keep your DS4 Windows settings? I always recommend you put them in the program folder. Sometimes, even when this was getting actively updated, something breaks. It freaks out when you're trying to use this to play games and you have to delete it and set it back up. It's easier to do that when you can just delete the whole folder rather than having to hunt down the settings in app data folder. So just click on the program folder, and then a little pop-up will emerge. This is basically going to ask you which version, which controller you're going to be using this software for. It supports PlayStation 4 controller, PlayStation 5, the Switch Pro controller for Switch 1, Joy-Cons for Switch 1, and the PlayStation 3 controller. I'll have to do a separate tutorial for that later. But we're only doing the PlayStation 4 controller, so I'm just going to leave the top one DS4 device support checked. If you're doing PlayStation 5, you'll want the DualSense device support. I'm going to click Close. This is going to open up the DS4 Windows window. It'll take on whatever theme your computer is currently running on. I have a dark theme, so that's just what it does. And if your controller is currently plugged in, it should pop up here. It's not, you might notice that, because I haven't connected it yet. So we're going to go into our Bluetooth settings, and I'm going to show you how to wirelessly connect my controller to Windows 11 using Bluetooth. So go into your Windows settings. You can look up in the search bar Bluetooth and devices. It'll bring you to this page. Hold your controller, make sure it's charged, and then press and hold the PlayStation logo button in the center, and then the share button in the upper left-hand corner, and hold that until the light bar on the back begins to blink rapidly, like you're going to a techno disco. Then click on the Add Device button here at the top, the big plus symbol, and in this little pop-up, click Bluetooth device, and then it should just show up as a generic wireless controller, because Sony really doesn't want you to use this conveniently ever. Click on it, and then boom, it should be connected. Once it's connected, Windows will do a little handoff. You probably heard a beep. It'll do a little pop-up, and then it should be recognized now by DS4 Windows. You can see it popped up right here, and now we're good to go. This is going to start by pretending to be an Xbox controller. You might not like that, but that's how you got to do this with a lot of these third-party controllers, because Windows doesn't know what to do with them. Now, if you have a game that you know has PlayStation button support, you probably won't need DS4 Windows in the first place. But if you do, I'll show you how to change those button settings. Here it is, device options. So if for whatever reason you need to switch what controller you have selected as having like the proper support setup, you go over here into the settings panel, and then down here at device options, you click and open that, and you can change what controller you have set up by selecting them here at the top. You can have more than one selected and have them all be supported at the same time, but from what I understand from comments by the developer of this software, that can cause conflicts on some computers, so it's better only to have the ones you actually are using selected. And then you just hit exit to exit out of that, and it changes which ones are currently being detected by DS4 Windows. Now with that out of the way, we'll hit start again, and it should redetect. When you change settings, it'll stop the program from doing its thing. You'll just have to go down to this bottom right corner and click start. But now the question probably is, Larry, how do I change the settings and rebind controls on my controller? So by going to this page where you have your controller, you can hit edit, and this is going to change your settings profile. You can have multiple setting profiles, but this is just default, and you can change them over here. You can add a new one at any time, but we're just going to edit the main one right here. We're going to hit edit, and the way that this works is, this is your representation of your controller. Most controllers have a pretty similar layout, so even though this supports other controllers, this picture is only ever going to be a PlayStation. And so if I want to rebind one of these buttons, you just find the button you want to rebind, click it, and then it brings open this panel. And you can now rebind that button to any button either on an Xbox controller or on a keyboard. So right now, the triangle button is bound to the Y button. But I can change it to being bound to the 7 button, the right control button, any button I want on a mouse, like I could do a right click with that button now, or a left click, or a middle mouse click, and then you just click the one that you want to bind it to, and it'll be rebound. And you can do that with any of these buttons that you can hover over here in this picture, or you can find them in this list, and you can click them that way. And you can then assign them manually. Now, I'm going to go ahead and cancel that to reset that to default and open it back up. But that's how you tweak that. If you want to play with the dead zone because your controller's been a little bit abused, you can adjust dead zone settings here in this section, but that's a whole different tutorial I will cover another time. You can change your light bar color here under light bar, or if you go out of here, you can click on this color wheel here, and it'll give you an old-fashioned manual color picker where you can pick whatever color you want. And you can see it change live as you play with it on the back of your controller. This works the same way for PlayStation 5. And then the last thing you'll probably want to do is, Larry, I want PlayStation buttons. Give me PlayStation buttons. First off, changing that is highly likely to break something, so just be aware. That said, you can go over here to Other in the Settings tab, and up here at the top, it says Virtual Controller Settings. Currently, It's pretending to be an Xbox 360 controller. You can change this to pretend like it's a DualShock 4 controller. And then you can hit save, and it'll think it's a PlayStation controller now. If this breaks and no longer allows you in whatever game you're playing to properly play because it doesn't know what to do with a PlayStation controller, you just have to go back in here, go back to the other tab, and then set it back to Xbox 360, and then hit save. So you can swap that whenever you want, or you can duplicate this profile under profiles. We can just take this one, we can duplicate it, and then we can call this PS4, and we can save it. And then we can just edit this at any time, and we can just change this to be DualShock 4 and hit save. And now, under the main controllers tab, you can be like, I'm going to be a PlayStation today. Or you can be like, that's clearly not going to work for the game that I'm playing. It doesn't know what to do with that, so I'm going to put it back to default. And then, yeah, you should be good to go. I hope that answers quite a few questions. I know it doesn't answer them all, but that's how you set up DS4 Windows for your PlayStation 4 controller. It also covers how to add it to your Bluetooth devices. I hope you found this helpful. I've been your host, Larry. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Bye, everybody, and have a good one.